because
Yeah.
they were scared. And when you turn that light off, it was dark.
Yeah.
And
Pitch black.
we'd always say like up ahead is a cliff on your right, so you got to stay to your left.
Or like use the
It wasn't
stick
as
in your
dramatic
right
as
hand
that, but
side. Yeah. Use your stick and poke on the edge to make sure you don't
yeah,
fall down the cliff.
yeah, it would have been. They wouldn't have fallen to their death, but they could have stepped over and
Yeah. Roll
definitely
20
messed them up.
feet, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But every kid just went into it with such a like determination, and each of them would say, "Yeah, I was scared," like after the fact, but I was like, "Yeah, once I did it, it felt so good."
I want to hear from your perspective. So you, me, and two other dads had this idea that like our sons are going back to school. We want to have a father-son weekend. I mean, dads, let me say this to you. Just to get the four of us to sit down and have a conversation about this took like 6 weeks. So I don't want it to seem like
Sure.
we just have the time. It was like, okay, what about this day? No, what about this day? What about, okay, Saturday morning at 7 a.m. We're going to meet and chat for an hour. Then we had like 2 emails go back and forth, a couple of chats, and then we just showed up with a basic format that we made, and we did about half of it. And so I lay that out to go like, it's not like we met every Monday for 3 hours and planned this like perfectly ideal thing. Most dudes don't have time for that. So I share that because you can do this too. Just make it up,
Yeah.
go make it happen. But there was one experience we did that just happened to nail. And I would love for you to share from your perspective what we did. And then we could talk about it for a minute.
Yes. Oh man, I just remember like you and I walking through the darkness and being like geeking out, like, dude, we're doing it. This is awesome.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, we had come up. I don't know who drew. It kind of like was an accumulation of all of our ideas, and we
Yeah.
came up with this idea to like. It was about I'd say 1,000. I mean, like 3, 4 football fields. It was long.
Yeah.
It was this gulch that runs through this property, for a friend of ours property, where um, we had the idea to run a string from one end all the way to the other. And it's not like a cookie cutter field. It's like you're cutting through, there's a cliff on one side, there's like trees that you have to like step over. We thought, well, why don't we have them go out into the darkness, like pitch black, and find the string? And the idea, what was the verse that you gave?
Oh man, terrible. But the verse was about fear not, trust in the Lord.
Yes.
Basically
Find
don't let
courage.
fear. Yeah, courage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So we gave him this talk around the idea of like life, stepping into life is like it's blind. It's like walking in the darkness. A lot of your choices and decisions can feel vulnerable because you
All right,
can't
hang
see
on
your next
real
step.
quick because I felt like a total idiot. Okay, so it was Joshua 1:9. It says, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous, do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So that was the verse.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
verse. That's awesome. So no, I couldn't remember it either. So we give him this talk and we have this idea that okay, like though you may be stepping out into the blind and like into life and not and making decisions that you have yet to experience, you can trust in this that the Lord will be with you, that God will be with you. And so we got them together. We didn't tell them what we were doing, and we took them we hiked them down and we had them be quiet. We made a serious moment. And then we had them grouped together and we took one of them individually and walked them about 50 feet away from the camp, the group of guys. And then we divulged the idea of what they were going to do. So we had a bunch of staffs on the ground, and the staff represented um, all the things they'd overcome up to that point in a way that they could take courage and that they have been in hard things. They have stepped into dark and blind spots in their life where they haven't known or how to make that choice, but they could take courage because they've overcome. And then they would take the staff, and that could be a guide. But basically, we told them, we're going to turn the slide off now, and you're going to step out, and about 50 feet ahead is a glow stick with a string, and then that string will guide you all the way to the other end. And then we turn the light off, We prayed for them, we encouraged them, and then we set them off on their journey. And every time we do each kid, Ned and I would just be geeking out. Like, this is so cool. Like, these kids, like, dude, we were so impressed with them because
Yeah.
they were scared. And when you turn that light off, it was dark.
Yeah.
And
Pitch black.
we'd always say, like, up ahead is a cliff on your right. So you got to stay to your left.
Or like use
It
this
wasn't
stick
as
in your
dramatic
right
as
hand
that, but
side. Yeah. Use your stick and poke on the edge to make sure you don't fall down the cliff.
yeah, it would have been, they wouldn't have fallen to their death, but they could have stepped over and
Yeah. Roll
definitely
20
messed them up.
feet, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But every kid just went into it with such a like determination, and each of them would say, "Yeah, I was scared," like after the fact, but I was like, "Yeah, once I did it, it felt so good to get out there." And um, yeah, it was awesome. I think they were all really, really stoked on it.